All right, awesome. So now we have this really cool setup. I think I can actually play around with OBS. No, that's doing all that display stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and avoid that. I don't want to break anything any further. Cool. Let me go ahead and grab my chat window, open that guy up again. Wabam, beautiful. Nice. Okay. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the Stream Deck automation stuff. So I'm actually going to go ahead. If you guys are familiar, this is Stream Deck. And what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and make a new profile like so. And this is my bread and butter. This is stuff that I absolutely love doing. My entire channel is based on Stream Decks and automation and things like that. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and open this guy up. And the first thing I want to teach you guys is how to do a multi-action sequence. So right now we have a really, really cool setup where we have lights, we got the prompter ready to go. And I want to try and automate the entire thing so that when you come into your setup, right, you don't have to necessarily worry about flicking on every single light, getting it to the right color temperature, things like that. So to do that, we're actually going to go ahead and pop this guy over here. And then let's start with the lights. So we're going to go ahead and grab control panel, if I can learn how to spell. And the multi-action, we're going to actually just turn on and off. They're playing a really cool song. It's from Expedition 33. If you guys have played that game, it's incredible. I actually realized I need a multi-action switch. So let's grab this multi-action switch. And we're going to automate the entire process of turning on all the lights and things like that. There we go. So multi-action switch, which means when you tap the button once, it's going to perform an action, turn everything on. Tap it again, it's going to turn everything off. Let's go ahead and grab both of these. And in the control center, this is the application that Elgato uses to turn all of the lights on and off. So let me go ahead and make sure that if I turn it off, that thing is going to break. That would be my luck, honestly. So I'm going to make sure this one sets them both to off. Cool. So on, right, left, wha-bam. And then we do the same here, left, and right, like so. Cool. So now if we press this, everything is going to break. Nothing happened. Press again. Boom. Okay. Cool. So we have the option of now controlling the lights directly with the tap of the button. Sweet. Now let's go ahead and adjust the temperature and stuff like that as well. So we're going to go ahead and set the brightness to, right now it's at 20%. Really? Wow, I need some of these. Okay. So we're going to duplicate that. We got one for the left, one for the right. 20%, 20%. Cool. Now let's go ahead and grab this. We don't need those actually to turn it off. So that should be fine. And then temperature. So right now they are set to 47,000 Kelvin. Do the same thing again. One for the left, one for the right. Nice. Okay, so what should happen if we go ahead and turn these off? Turns them all like so. Turn them on, they automatically go to 20% brightness, and the temperature is perfect for skin tones and things like that. Nice. Awesome. Okay, so we now have automated the lights. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and actions inside of. I'm trying to avoid using OBS because I feel like that's that's a whole situation I do not want to get myself into. But let's go for open actually, because Elgato just released a new little action called open action, and it basically streamlines the process of setting things up. So we have OBS automatically open when we press that. Nice. Okay, and if we long press it, we're going to quit it. Do not tap that. Otherwise, I will break everything. Fantastic. Cool. Okay, so that's a very basic setup guide on how you can get all of your visual stuff working and ready to go. Now, the next thing I want to show you guys is how to automate your file structure. And I actually prepped something which is probably going to break the moment I try and do it. But we have somewhere in here. Where are we? So I'm in my documents folder. I've actually created a folder here with a bat script that I prepared ahead of time. And this should, in theory, not break everything. I would actually like to go ahead and do, let's make a little folder. And with OBS, being very cautious, let's go to output, and then I want to go to recordings. change this, and then we're going to change the directory to recordings. So the purpose of this is if you are recording, you will automatically be able to sort your files. Because what I've found is that I feel like I want to make a full screen window to chat. What I've found is that when you are recording live streams and stuff like that, if you capture a bunch of clips and things like that, they often just sit in a folder and they're never ever touched. So actually making an automation that puts them into like a gameplay folder or a funny moments folder and things like that, that is going to be really, really helpful for a lot of people, especially people who are into short form content. You can pair that with a replay buffer, which is incredibly helpful. So let's go ahead and do this. We got that set to the right folder. We're going to apply like so. And if we just capture a really quick recording like so, it's just going to be a blank video. It should automatically go in here, right? So what we're going to need to do, this is my very simple little bat script. If we open it up, you can see that I have a very simple structure which takes your latest recording and puts it in a folder. Now this worked at home, okay, back in London. How well this is going to work in a live environment, I do not know, but we can definitely give it a go. So let's go ahead. We've got all of this set up. And the really cool thing is this is a template structure as well. So all we need to do is just duplicate this and we can make more folders, but we'll get into that in a minute. Cool. So we have all of this ready to go. So now we need to assign this to the Stream Deck. And I believe we should just be able to drag this over like so. And now, moment of truth, this is where we realize everything breaks. If I go ahead and tap this button right here on the Stream Deck, hey, it worked, it worked, yay. Okay, so that's one basic way of doing things. So again, let's say you're doing a live stream and you use the replay buffer inside of OBS to capture your funny stream moments and things like that. You can then send those directly into an organized way. So let's open up that window yet again. So this is our bat script. I'll put a link to this. I'll probably host it through my store. It's just a very simple script that checks for the latest video and then moves it somewhere else. Okay, and there's like little examples and stuff that I've written down here. Should be quite easy to follow. So let's go ahead and do, where are we? So this is the one line that you need to pay attention to out of everything here, because you just need to change this. So you see how that's put it into a folder called gameplay? Let's say we want to have funny moments. Okay, so let's do this. I'm using a new keyboard. This is all very strange. Moments. Okay, save that. And now, do another little test recording, like so. Bada boom, bada bang. Cool. And now, again, it recognizes that, oh, I just realized we may need duplicates for the bat scripts. Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do here. There's the one thing I didn't plan. We call this one gameplay. We can then change this to funny moments. Nice. Okay, so now we can change this. Awesome. You're doing good. Thank you. Thank you. Lots of tech issues. I had no time to prep, and I had to try and set up a thing. Entirely my fault. I should have been a little bit more organized. That's on me. But let's go ahead and grab this. And where's Stream Deck? He's hiding somewhere in here. Nice. So we're going to call this one gameplay. And then we have funny moments. Stick you over there. Nice. So let's have a look. I'm actually just going to close that, make sure we're good to go. Cool. All right, that works. And then we open the funny moments one and just change this one as well. Nice. Okay, cool. So now we have two buttons set up. And this is something that I use anytime I'm recording, I'm doing live streams. I'm actually in the middle of doing a sort of charity series at the moment where we play a brand new horror game every single day. We raise money for charity. And doing things like this, when I'm streaming the scary games, helps me take those scary clips, jump scares and everything that gives me trauma, and I can then turn those into short form videos by using methods like this. So we have our recording. This is, let's say this is a funny moment, this guy right here, the one we just recorded. If I then tap the funny moment button, again, it's going to make a brand new folder like so. And you can just keep duplicating this as many times as you want. And of course, you can go ahead and change the icon inside of Stream Deck. Oh, that's a cool pack. I've never seen this one before. With gradients and stuff. It's nice. So we can go ahead and grab... They got a controller icon anywhere? No? I don't know if you guys can hear the music. I think voice focus is on. I'm gonna turn it off for a second because I wanted to hear this lady sing. You hear that? Beautiful voice. Cool. So let's go ahead and grab one of these. That could be a gameplay, and then they need more icon packs. That's what I'm finding here. You should see my library. It takes like 2 minutes to load. It's great. So again, I'm lacking on icons, but let's say that's a little funny face. Just helps you recognize. So right now we have 3 multi-actions set up. Okay, we've got our thing that automatically turns all the lights off and all the lights on. You can pair this with like turning the camera on, turning sources on inside of OBS. I'm not going to get into that today. And then, like I said, we have all of our file organization systems and stuff like that as well. Now, one other thing that I really like doing, once you have all the clips and things like that, you can actually pair the bat scripts with multi-actions. So let's go here. And then we have, where are we? Replay buffer save. And then we can combine that with our bat script. So where are we? We are recordings, bat scripts, gameplay. Cool. So now, if we do this all in one motion, we have this little button right here. Start the replay buffer. And what that is going to do, you can either use the vertical thing inside of OBS, or you can use the main window. And when you tap replay buffer, what's going to happen is it'll automatically save that, and it'll put it in the folder. I think we need to add a little bit of a delay there. So in here. Cool. I said that's 3 seconds, give it enough time to save the file. Delete that, and let's try that one again. So it should automatically create the file, give it 3 seconds, and then put it, boom. Nice. Okay, so now you have a really cool automated way of capturing replay buffer and organizing it within seconds, which is great. I love that. Okay, cool. So next, let's go ahead and do, let's set up a way of automatically uploading certain files and filling out a bunch of information. So I'm logged into YouTube right now. Nice. Cool. Okay, this is my For You page. Oh, the things I watch, man. Okay. So let's go ahead and do, does this have a dedicated slug? I think it does. Nice. Okay, let's go. I don't know if I can just post that straight as a URL. Yeah, you can. Nice. Okay. And is there a dedicated keyboard shortcut anywhere around here? No. All right, so we're going to have to use mouse actions. That'll be right. Do they have the bar rater plugin set up, though? Don't think they do. Bar rater. Oh, there you go. Nice. Okay, so we're going to have to download this one. We're going to open up the marketplace, and what we're looking for, I think, It's either Windows tools or super. I think it's Super Macro. Wabam. Cool. That one should be ready to go. Awesome. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to do another multi-action. Like so. We're going to go ahead and grab an open. Oh, is there actually, there's a website one, right? Yeah, there you go. Nice. Now we're going to paste in that URL. So if you go to YouTube, like so, and then you go to create, upload a video, you'll be given like your own URL thing up here, which that should be universal. So let's grab this. That music is loud, Jesus. Okay, yeah, so you're just gonna paste that in here, and then whenever you tap the button, it'll automatically open up your upload area right here, like so. It's very strange because I'm in a booth and I've got people staring at me. Hello, I feel like a monkey in a cage. So, okay, now we need to find the mouse location for here. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky because different software and different tools work differently here, but we do have macros, super macro. Where's the, I'm sure they had a mouse one here. Windows mover, that's not what I want. Windows tools. It is somewhere down here, I am sure. Is that not the right one? Silly boy, silly boy. Okay, let's go back over here. Bar Raider, I'm sure, has something that lets you control the mouse. Windows tools, dial support, match, scratchpad. I've already checked that one, haven't I? Mouse location. Oh, yeah, this might be it. Oh, it doesn't let you use it with a multi-action? What? Ah, oh, come on. Let's see if we can use this. So the idea is what you're going to want to do here, once you have those clips, you want to find a really easy way of uploading them. Now, sometimes, I don't know if it's just different because I'm I'm live streaming and everything goes wrong when you're live streaming. But ideally, you want to find a way to click this automatically and then just start uploading a video. So you don't, like, again, it's all automated. You don't have to worry about any other process. You can use tools like IFTTT, which is an automation software. Pair it with YouTube and TikTok and Instagram. So essentially, you tap one button, your short form video goes live on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube. It's a really, really cool way of doing things. And IFTTT is pretty great. There's another one called N8N, which is this guy right here. And this is a really cool node workflow, okay? So you can actually pair this with hundreds and hundreds of different software, different applications, different companies. It's great. But that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and grab, let's see if the mouse thing works for this. Mouse simulator, does it work in a, ah, it does, nice. Okay, cool. So what we're gonna wanna do here, I've never used this one before, so we're learning as we go, okay? We're going to find, where are you? Save key, activate recording. Ah, right, okay, this module is blocked from loading into the, I think that's related to the mouse thing. No, that's not gonna work. Essentially, you can do that. I don't want to tamper with their machine too much because I'll end up getting myself into trouble. But we've got a pretty decent setup so far, right? We've got a fully organized clip organizer, which is great. So you no longer have to sift through hundreds and hundreds of folders. Everything is saved to the right one. So I do apologize for the stream, by the way. I had like a whole plan of everything I was going to do inside of OBS, teaching you guys how to set up video stuff. And it's just not working out the way that I wanted to. So I'm improvising everything here. But it's okay, you know, improvisation is a really wonderful thing. I don't know. I wonder if there's a way of like showing you guys this whole area, because it is so cool seeing all these people just doing their thing, coming up to the booth. I've got like a couple of guys coming up and shoving a camera in my face, which is great. Go give them a little pose. Cool. Okay, so that's a very simple way of doing things. There's not much else really that I had in mind. One thing that I can teach you guys is how to automate things like your voice effects and visual effects and things like that. So right now we've got the Elgato, I want to say this is the 4K, which can be controlled via Camera Hub, which is this little piece of software right here. And yeah, okay, so Facecam Mark II. So we can actually go ahead and you'll see my background starts being blurred if we turn this guy on, question mark. No, she doesn't want to work today. Okay. Okay, so typically you can go ahead and add all these effects and things like that. We can zoom in, so that's one little option. So let's go ahead with the remaining time that we have left. Let's teach you guys how to set things up here inside of Camera Hub and also inside of Wavelink as well. So you can control your effects and things like that on the fly. So we'll ignore the YouTube uploady thing for now. Let's go ahead and do bada bing, bada boom. Another little multi-action. Hey Kate, how are you doing? Nice to have you in chat. Sorry, it's a very scuffed stream today. I'm improvising pretty much everything. Great to see you though. How are you feeling? Everything okay? So what we're going to do here, we've got all of the Camera Hub stuff ready to go. We're going to go and grab you can actually assign like preset positions with your camera. So let's say right now, like I'm pretty low down on the camera. So if we go to B, what you'll find is that it automatically zooms in, which is great. And then we can actually shuffle this all the way down like so. Takes a minute to get there. Let's go. Negative 50. Like that. Maybe a little bit more. Negative 75. Cool. Okay, so now if we go ahead and hold the B button, this is something you guys may not know, you can actually save your presets. So now we can just toggle between this and this, which is great. And then let's go ahead and set everything up. So we can actually go ahead and change, where are we? Refocus, effects, background. We can go ahead and do this. Adjust camera. Oh, I think it's set camera actually. Property. Frame preset. A. Nice, and then we can copy this action. Yeah, well, good here. I had a nice cozy Sunday. Really enjoyed the vlogs this morning. I'm glad you're enjoying them. They're very, again, everything here is very last minute. I think I edited that video with the zoo and all that. That was like an hour's worth of editing. So very, very rushed, but it's been a great experience. Thank you again for setting everything up. I really appreciate it. Cool. Okay, so now if we tap these two Stream Deck buttons, we automatically have this little zoom in feature, and maybe we could pair that with some dramatic lighting. So let's go ahead and do this in this same multi-action. Let's not turn it off. Let's change the temperature, make it really, really warm like this. Did you see the pandas? The pandas and the giraffes are the only ones I missed. I was so disappointed. What a shame. I did see loads of elephants. I saw some mountain lions and stuff as well. They're pretty cool. All right, so let's bring this back to 4700. So again, we have the camera set to zoom in, change temperature, and you can also, I don't know if it's going to let us do this because it didn't let us do the background blur effect. I know, it's heartbreaking. But I think we may be able to apply a LUT as well. The question is, how do we unapply it? So again, all this kind of stuff, all this automation, this is just, it's not essential for streamers, but I feel like if you have a way of like doing this organizer that I showed earlier on, we've got replay buffer running at the moment. If we tap this button, just to show you again, and also because Kate's here, I want to show you this. You may have missed it earlier on, but we can go ahead and tap one of these Stream Deck buttons. It automatically breaks everything about it. If I delete all of this, bam. Right, I'm very confused. Why did that change my multi-action? That's weird. Why does nothing ever work when you want it to, huh? Funny. Okay, so it's this guy right here, actually. So if we go ahead and tap this, what it's going to do, it's going to automatically save your replay buffer so you can capture your YouTube short and then automatically put it into a file. So this is what I love doing when you're doing live streams and recordings and stuff like that. If you have funny moments, you can just instantly put it into a folder. It's nice and organized. You can actually just sync this with like Google Drive or upload it straight to YouTube as well. Really cool little function. And like I said, it's a really simple bat script. Feel free to take a screenshot if you want to. I'll try and expand it as much as I can. But it's pretty cool. It's pretty simple. I'll try and put this on my store. And this is the only line you need to pay attention to. You just need to rename the folder. That's it. Everything else is automated for you, which is great. My little magnetic panda that sits on my Micom is from there. Oh, dude, did you enjoy it? When did you go? It took me ages looking around everywhere. I think it took like 3 hours to see everything. But yeah, okay, so we've got the Stream Deck automations. And like I said, we've just assigned the LUTs, I think. That was where we were at with this one. So let's go ahead and see if we can change the value for this. Set it to around about 30%. And I'm going to apply another LUT to the wide angle. I'll show you what all this does in a second. True tone, let's put this at like 3%. Again, I don't know if LUTs are going to work, but we can improvise. So now when we press this button, we're going to go full wide. It's going to change a couple of other things and apply the LUT as well to give it a nice realistic effect. If we tap this, we're going to zoom in. The lights get nice and orange, and that LUT should apply as well. I don't know 100% if it has, but you get the idea. So now all that is automated. We can assign multiple things all at once. The lights will change colors. Nice. I like it. One thing I didn't do was actually change the temperature of the other light as well. Last year, I had maybe 2 hours before I had to leave and catch my flight, so me and Brito had a quick run around on Monday morning. That was my original plan, actually. I was going to go tomorrow before I fly out. I didn't want to risk it. TSA is a pain in the backside. So props to you, man. I didn't want to risk it, but I'm glad you got a chance to experience it. Didn't you think there were so many stores at San Diego Zoo as well? Like there's so many, there's different sections. It's not like with London Zoo where you can just go from one all the way around the park and then you come back home and that's it. There are stores every 10 minutes. They're really trying to grab your money, but it was a really cool experience. I enjoyed it. All right, cool. So like I said, I'm improvising everything here because my original plan didn't go ahead, but I wanted to, we've got the lights set up, some automation stuff, file organization. That's all in the space of half hour. So honestly, if you guys are looking to streamline your process, you can absolutely do that. Now, one other thing I tend to do as well, I reach out to a lot of brands quite frequently just to tell people who I am, try and get involved and things like that. I wanted to show you a bit of a process that I use to streamline that effect. So Elgato actually just added this thing where you can go ahead and add preset text and stuff like that. We'll speak later, enjoying the stream. Enjoy streaming. Thank you. I appreciate it. Very scuffed, but it's we're having fun. There I got a few things. Nice, man. Nice. Yeah, hopefully that pin gets to you at some point soon. I'm trusting Brito with it. If it doesn't arrive, that's it's not my fault. Don't judge me. Cool. Okay, so let's say you're reaching out to a brand. Say, hey, my name is Hero. Great to meet you. I'd love to check out some of your future projects, things like this. And then you could go ahead and like put in all of your information, because that's one of the most painful points when you're actually reaching out to brands, is putting all of your information time after time, your previous experience, and then customizing it to fit the brand that you're reaching out to, right? So what I've actually done at home, I've got a bat script that customizes it based on like the brand I'm reaching out to. Appreciate you, I got you, don't worry about it. But I mean, with things like this, you can actually just go to, let's say Gmail. Is where I'm gonna like dox myself or something. But just by tapping this, you can automatically apply that every single time you reach out to a brand, and you don't have to worry about like customizing it every single time. There are other ways of doing this, but it's like having a clipboard of all of your information that you need immediately available, right? That's the whole thing that I'm trying to teach people through my channel, not just the live streams in this crazy environment, but just making life easier, because being a creator can be hard, man. It can be very taxing, it can be stressful. You're like an editor, you're an entertainer, you are outreach, you are marketing, you are everything all kind of rolled into one. So when you have little systems like this, organizing your files, streamlining the editing process, changing all your cameras and your setups, and like doing things like this, just automating your setup. So you don't have to panic every single time you're setting things up, getting it all exactly the same every time. It's nice. It helps make life easier. So aside from that, like I'm running out of options here on what we can actually do. So I don't know if we've got pretty quiet stream, but if there's any questions, feel free to jump in. Any ideas for like automations and things that people would find useful? One thing that I've also started doing as well, I'm relatively new to coding, right? But you can actually, if you have a really cool idea for, let's not use, no, we could use Gemini. We can use Gemini, that's fine. Let's say you have a really cool idea for a script or a video or something like that, right? You can actually just use something called vibe coding, which is a relatively new concept where you use AI to help create code and automations and stuff for you. And then you can pair those codes and that automation with the Elgato Stream Deck. So let's say you want to convert a file from MP4 to QuickTime, right? Or should be able to do that. I don't think you need anything fancy. Just ask something like ChatGPT, Gemini, and you could say, can you create a bat script that converts the latest file in a folder from MP4 to QuickTime? So long gone are the days where you need loads of coding knowledge. The main issue, I think, with vibe coding is just like, it's the idea that you need all this knowledge and everything else that becomes very tedious. That's why people don't really get into automation. It just comes down to like, okay, so we have this code that Gemini has just created that automatically converts everything, which is great. But then the issue you're going to run, you can go back and forth, but making those long-term changes and long-term support to a big application or a tool, it's something completely different, right? So let's go ahead and do this. We may need to change some stuff in this code here, but let's go open. I need to actually save the damn code, don't I? So this is how I got started with coding. It was very helpful. So we're going to grab this, and we're actually going to go to output folder, see your folder path. We're going to go and change, where is our output? Here, okay, so we're going to grab this, like so. Nice. Okay, so bada bing, bada boom. So I don't know what Gemini's actually put here. This is a really weird way of formatting everything. Set the folder to search for your MP4 files. Yeah, okay, so that's fine. We can put this here. Search folder here. Nice. And then set the folder to save the converter. Yeah, okay, so that's the same folder. That's all good. Check the folder exists. That's fine. So just looking through this code, it looks like that's pretty much good to go. Not how I would format it at all. The joys of working with AI. I want to say that's pretty much good to go. So again, I'm doing live shit with Gemini right now. This is a bit of a crazy concept. But let's call this file converter. .bat. Bat, not begat. Bam. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and grab this. We're going to drag it over here. And let's test it. Let's just see what happens. So if we go ahead and tap the replay buffer once more, do this, we should be given a video, which is in MP4 format. And now if I go ahead and tap the file converter button, maybe that works. No. Okay, this is... Don't always trust AI. I'm using the Elgato Camera Hub. I just got the camera, the Elgato Facecam 4K. All this is new to me. Yeah, so I'm using... I'm in the Elgato booth right now. Kind of a crazy setup. But yeah, this is the Facecam Mark II, I want to say. It's pretty good camera, as you can see, obviously. But yeah, so this is Camera Hub. So there are two ways of using it. You can use it in like a full view mode where you can see yourself, or you can just tap this little button right here. Have you got any questions about the software? Be more than happy to help. Like I said, we're vibing at the moment, just playing around with some automation ideas. Bear with me. I need a drink. I'm not used to live streaming anymore. Delicious. Cool. Okay, so for some reason that bat script doesn't work. So let's have a look. Let's have a chat with Gemini. See what he's saying. Where are we? Somewhere around here. Open this. Bam. Okay, cool. So we've got... Oh, yeah. Okay, so we do need to install this. That should be fine. Again, I don't know if it's going to let me, but you get the idea. So I'm really limited as to what I can do because I don't have full access to this machine, and I wouldn't... I don't know if I'd want to be trusted with it. I'd end up blowing up the booth or something. But you get the idea. If you can create file converters and things like that, the main reason you would want to do that is because sometimes the formatting with OBS just isn't great, and you can actually do... what is the output? You can change one of these to... I don't think it's MP4. It's a really weird concept, and you have to like convert it afterwards. It's a bit of a pain. But yeah, so little things like that can all help. And honestly, just vibe with Gemini or ChatGPT or whatever software you use. Because if there's something you want to do, the likelihood is you can get started with AI. And over time, you can just learn how specific coding languages like JavaScript, CSS and all the rest of it, HTML, you learn how they all work, and they can become incredibly powerful tools for website automation, things like that. So it's pretty interesting. But yeah, if there's any questions, anything you guys want to do, we can chill for a minute. And then, like I say, I don't know what else I can go ahead and suggest. My options are kind of limited here. What is the best software to make easy videos with for YouTube? So it depends what kind of videos you want to make, man. You have a bunch of different tools. So OBS is like your go-to for adding cameras and stuff like that. So if you want to talk to the camera, you want to record gameplay, that's pretty great. That's pretty standard as well. There's another one called Meld, which is what I'm using here today. This is one that I'm slowly becoming familiar with. Really simple interface, and it's actually got this vertical window built in as well. So again, you can make short form videos while live streaming and recording. If you're into like recording gameplay and stuff though, there is, I don't know if they have that installed, Studio? Elgato Studio. So yeah, it's this guy right here. And this works with all of Elgato's capture cards. And I want to say they're actually planning to support cameras maybe at some point in the future. But this is like your all-in-one tool. Plug your PlayStation, your Switch, anything you want to in here. And that's it. You can just go ahead and start recording, live streaming, all that kind of stuff. And I find that the quality using this is actually better as well. In terms of editing, I'm a big fan of DaVinci Resolve recently and Premiere Pro. but they can be kind of pricey. But again, it depends on your budget and the kind of content you want to make, man. But yeah, let me go ahead and where is Meld? I've just closed it. Because like I say, I'm running out of ideas. So let's go scene. You guys can't see me for a second here. Let's go here. Video device. Face cam. Boom. I am full screen. Hell yeah. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions, we can just do a little just chatting thing for a second. Be more than happy to answer any questions that you guys may have. I know it's a bit of a quiet stream today. So I think I just want to, from now on, just have a little chat about my experience at TwitchCon. Because I'm doing a daily vlog series. We can actually go through if you want to. And I can sort of talk about my experience recording the videos and sharing them and things like that. I do want to zoom in a little bit more onto my face. So let's go camera hub. Zoom in. I'll put this at like negative 80. What do you reckon? Yeah, that'll do. Perfect. Nice. Okay, we'll whip up YouTube as well. And then what we can do, we can actually just do this. That's a really cool thing with Meld as well. It automatically applies those animations. I make videos about vinyl records. Ooh, nice. Okay. Yeah, I mean, your main thing is going to be setting up OBS. I did talk about it briefly in another video that I made on this channel. But yeah, inside of OBS, you can actually just create all these scenes and video capture things. So if you wanted to like record your gameplay, for instance, or in your case, you want to record your screen or your camera, you can just go ahead and do that. Just adding different things. So let's go ahead and say we want to capture the screen. Like that. But you would just add in your cameras, obviously, if you're talking about vinyls and records, maybe talk about the history of them, things like that. Just doing it this way. Really simple. Like so. Cool. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to open up YouTube and I'm just going to react to a couple of my vlogs from TwitchCon and give you some like insider information because I feel like we've done most of the techie stuff now. But again, if you guys have any questions, absolutely. I'm more than happy to talk about it. Maybe we can play around with some ideas, but for now, let's do this. So this was the first ever video that I shot on my Sony ZV-E1, which is a really, really cool camera. Not going to talk about it too much today, but it's a powerhouse, an absolute beast of a machine. This is one of the first shots that I ever recorded. And this is in Heathrow Airport. I was just sitting down, waiting for my plane. I had like a 2-hour wait because I was told to get there early. Don't do that. Terrible idea. That's why you'll notice throughout this video that a lot of the focus is weird changes and things like that. Just because it was the first time I'd ever used the camera. So getting used to things. This whole sequence right here, like this is filmmaking and editing in its finest form. This whole thing, this 20-second sequence was 18 hours of flights and walking around and exploring and things like that. So 18 hours for that 10-second sequence. Crazy. Obviously, one thing that I've found that I really like doing with storytelling these days is like adding natural transitions. You got your whip pans and things like that, but this little clip here, I feel like is really, really helpful because you're transitioning from one scene where you're traveling into, okay, I'm at the hotel now, we're in a different environment, right? So little things like that I feel like add a little bit of storytelling. It just helps, make everything feel a little bit more cohesive. So I'm trying to find a light switch. You Americans, right? You're very strange with your hotels and your houses. That light right there, that is the only light in my hotel room. Very, very strange. Okay. We do some yapping and talking and everything else. I pretty much vandalized the hotel for a couple of minutes. And right here, before this scene, right minutes before this scene, I dropped that's a little bit of an insider information for you there. And you can actually see as we go through here, I'm like playing around with some of the tech and everything else. It's a really fun video to make. Now over here, This is where I actually get into town and I stop yapping to the camera. And this was my first sort of experience walking around sort of San Diego for the first time. And there's this giant bloody pirate ship, right? It is massive, absolutely huge. I don't know what it is. I think it's like a museum or something like that. And these things, again, another really weird transition going from the UK to San Diego. I don't know how these strange buttons and these street lights and stuff work. It's so strange. But I was waiting for the lights to just change by themselves. I never realized you had to manually press the button. So yeah, that was a little thing that we had to do. And this right here, I think this was one of the most weird and I don't say life-changing, but like a real eye-opener at how big TwitchCon actually was. Because I had never been in an environment like this where there were like thousands and thousands of people outside this little booth who care about YouTube and tech to the point that they've come to a convention and all the rest of it. So like when I looked at everybody here, I passed by the convention center when it was closed. And there are just so many people here for something. I always felt like an outliner, you know? But yeah, kind of a crazy experience, a real eye-opener. And we've got my latest video, which came out last night. And this was my little adventure through TwitchCon for the first time. This is from the rooftop of the San Diego Convention Center. Really, really pretty sights. Again, like gorgeous, gorgeous. Super happy to have experienced it. This was the opening ceremony. I did actually capture like a full, I want to say like 10, 15 minute thing, just watching everybody come in. We had a mariachi band playing music. And for some reason, I lost all that footage. I don't know if it was corrupt or what, but that's why we just jumped straight into my silly face walking around. Things happen, man. You have to improvise. So yeah, we got some slow-mo shots as well. This is me mostly testing out this EVE-1 because I thought it was a really cool thing. The camera shoots like 240 FPS. So I was like, I'm going to utilize this. I'm going to make it worth it. Hi. Yeah, so we're going through. I met Nutty as well. I did say it earlier in the stream, but he is such a cool guy. It's such an awkward interaction. Like the guy is, I don't want to say like he's my idol, but I look up to him and I love his style of presentation. I love the content he creates. But then at the same time, like I'm an awkward person. I'm quite an introvert. Nutty seems like a bit of an introvert as well. I didn't want to come across fanboying, but yeah, I got to meet him. Really, really cool guy, very knowledgeable, and he actually did a stream here as well a couple of days ago. So, yeah, man. So these are a bunch of short form videos. So again, this is where it like comes into repurposing content. I made a bunch of shorts that will be sort of spread out. A couple have already been uploaded, and I did an Elgato story takeover. I had all that footage, and I decided to combine it into this kind of artistic 3-lane montage. Just going through, checking everything out, which is pretty cool. Really, really amazing people. So this is Jasmine, I think her name is. She's a VTuber, really, really incredible. Very, very knowledgeable when it comes to like VTube Studio, all that kind of stuff. We got the new Embrace chair. Dude, I sat down on this thing for the first time. I'm actually thoroughly impressed. I'm trying to get my hands on one at the moment. I know there's some delays. I want to review it. I also want to try and get a Stream Deck module and add it into the Stream Deck chair, like on the arm. I don't know if it's going to be possible, but I can try. Apparently there's a wireless Stream Deck that they're featuring here today. But there we go. So we compiled all of these little clips, turned it into a little montagey thing. And then just showcasing some of the free stuff that you end up getting from TwitchCon. I got a lot of this stuff from, there's a little booth near the, what's it called? It's the TwitchCon Cast, something like that. And they've got a booth where you can go in, you can try and grab loads of money and stuff like that. If you get enough money, they give you some freebies. So that's where I got the giant pillow from and the hat. And yeah, just showing off a couple of freebies. Nothing too spectacular here. I spent like 5 minutes talking about my experience meeting everybody. I didn't really fit well with the video, so I had to cut a lot of it. Yeah, then we went to San Diego Zoo. Really, really fun experience. I don't know how familiar you guys are with San Diego, but a great selection of animals. The tour guide was sick. right? The tour guide had this really cool mannerism about him. He was marketing like that you can donate to support the animals and everything they do, which I get it. But yeah, he was just really knowledgeable about everything, and he presented it in a way that was fantastic. I did this little sky lift thing. This is terrifying. You're like I want to say like 100 feet up on up in the air, no way down. Bit of a crazy experience. And I really like the flares in this shot. I think a lot of this comes from the black mist filter that I'm using. And yeah, San Diego at nighttime it's like a giant street party. Very, very crazy event. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my TwitchCon experience so far. Like I said, it's been really, really fun. I've made a bunch of videos today, like doing the behind the scenes, which will be for not tomorrow's video, the day after, like showing you guys what the convention is like without the huge crowds of people and all that kind of stuff. Hi. But yeah, it's definitely an experience, and I would recommend, as somebody who's an introvert, right? If you have an opportunity to go to a convention like this, it doesn't matter whether you're going with a brand like Elgato or you're doing things by yourself, make sure that you go, because even as an introvert, I've really enjoyed being around people who have similar interests and passion and drive and commitment to creativity, whether it's in the form of YouTube or Twitch, anything like that. Just being surrounded by people like that, I think it rubs off. And I've met so many people. I went to a mixer last night. We went to TikTok. And it was just, it was so cool because you meet so many people who are hustling their ass off. I don't know if I'm allowed to swear. I mean, it's my channel, but hustling their ass off to try and make something in this space. And yeah, it's pretty inspirational, man. It's really cool. So yeah, honestly, I'm kind of at my ending point, I want to say, just because bit of a quiet stream. So I don't really know what else we can talk about today. So if anybody's chilling in chat, you got some ideas on things we can do, things we can automate, talk about, absolutely, I'm down for that. I'm excited to start editing my my vlog from yesterday. That's what I'm going to be doing after this. I actually have a meeting with Julian, who's one of the big guys at Elgato. He knows this stuff. I'm really excited to speak to him. So after speaking to him, I got to go and start editing and make the most of my last day here. It's going to be fun. So I guess you probably close a lot of these scripts now. I'll clear this. I don't want the next person coming along and then being like, what? A couple of minutes. And then I think I'm probably going to try and wrap things up early just because I'm not too sure what else we can talk about. But yeah, man, I'm here if anybody has any questions. You want some advice on getting started with YouTube and things? I know a lot of people have questions about actually talking and building brands with, building connections with brands. So again, that's another little thing we could get into. But I'm open to it, man. Well, bam. I don't want to wrap up stream early. I was meant to go till 12, but I just feel like we're running out of ideas now. But trying to think of what else we could do. Any other automation stuff, maybe. Trying to think if there's anything I have set up at home. I could teach you guys about the virtual stream deck, maybe. Because I feel like that's it's a kind of a niche thing, but it's very helpful to a lot of people. Let me see if they got it set up. Yeah, okay, they do. So, yeah, we'll talk about this for a minute. talk about it. So, if anybody's curious about the Elgato Stream Deck, right, you may have a couple of questions about physical devices and things like that. Maybe you're not too sure about investing into them because Stream Decks range from quite inexpensive things to rather expensive for a lot of people. And maybe you want to try it, right? They do have the Stream Deck mobile app, which is something that I've been using for a while. I can actually show you guys on stream, hopefully. Stream Deck mobile. Boom. Cool. So I'm not actually connected to any of my PCs, but it looks just like this. So it's just your basic Stream Deck layout and interface. And you can actually just assign different keys and control your PC through your phone. So that's some automation that I have set up, right? So if I'm chilling on my sofa, nice and relaxed, then you can just actually record clips and go live and talk to your chat through your phone. So you can have a very relaxed setting. It's great for podcasts as well, I think. But you may be wondering, how do I set things like that up without a physical device? If you have a subscription to the Stream Deck mobile app, you can actually use that same subscription to get access to Stream Deck, the virtual Stream Deck for free. So over here, you can go ahead and add a virtual device once you've connected everything, and you get this little guy. Look how cute he is. He's adorable. So any actions that you assign here are put like so. And then you can actually just change the size of the keys. You can hide all the ones you're not using, or you can enable them. That's up to you. And you can add pretty much as many keys as you want. So if you're hesitant about buying a physical device, try it, man. It's really, really fun to use. I do have an entire video on it as well that goes into more detail. But yeah, so you can actually go ahead and assign any actions you want to, and you can assign keyboard shortcuts. So let's do Control-Shift-S. And when you tap that, it automatically hides and shows the virtual Stream Deck, right? So if we put this over here, nice. So we can just bring that up whenever we want to. This, for me, is great with video editing. And it's really, really good for like gaming and stuff like that. So if you're playing Minecraft and you want to very quickly switch to creative or something like that, you can just whip this guy out, tap a hotkey, and instantly perform those actions. With video editing, I pair it with, when I was using Premiere Pro, there's an extension called Excalibur, which is this guy here, right? So this is a plugin you can get for Premiere Pro, and you can automate effects and transitions and all that kind of stuff, and pair it with the Stream Deck so that you can, like, okay, let's say we want to fade from one scene to another. You want to add audio effects, change your voice and things like that. Dude, you can just assign different things using this plugin right here. It makes life so much easier, right? And again, one of the coolest things with the virtual Stream Deck is that you can actually add as many keys as you want. You can change the aesthetics as well. It's pretty sweet. Can you add your camera to Meld? Yes, you can. So Meld is the software I'm using at the moment. So I bring this over, like so. You can see that we have our screen. It looks very trippy at the moment, but I've got my camera added here, like so. This is through Camera Hub. And then we have our monitor. So you can add pretty much as many cameras as you want. You can add your screen, anything that you want, dude. Meld is a really, really cool software. Pretty great. So yeah, there we go. We got all of our buttons ready to go. Definitely worth checking out, man. I think this is like Elgato's best entry-level option if you want to get used to the Stream Deck. And it has all the functionality of every other Stream Deck, so there's no difference really between a physical or the virtual one. If anything, this is the cheapest option, I think, that will grant you access to everything. So, pretty cool. One thing you may be able to do, I don't know if they have the right plugins here. Let's see. Now, so I don't know if I have access to this. If I grab this guy, there is a plugin that shows you all of your system stats and things like that. I want to say... maybe this guy. If you wanted me to show you how to add your camera to Meld, by the way, feel free to let me know. Be happy to show you. System Vitals, that's the one. Okay, cool. So this is what another way that I like to use the virtual Stream Deck. If we go ahead and add this plugin to the Stream Deck, like so. Wait for it to download and do its thing. And voila. Cool. System Vitals. So you can actually grab this guy over here. Why am I putting it up there? You can actually do this. And then you can monitor different values of your PC. So we can do like your GPU temps. We add another one and do CPU usage. Like so. GPU usage, etc. And you could just go ahead and apply all these effects like so. Yes, please. Cool. Okay, so let me show you how to do this. So you're going through Camera Hub, right? So what are you going to do? Let me turn this preview off. If Meld lets me do it. Oh, look. Okay, so we may get some weird, trippy double imagery. Okay, so this is Meld. What we're going to do here? We're going to go ahead and tap plus, and then we're going to go down to video capture. So again, assuming you're using Camera Hub, we can go ahead and do this. And then you're going to want to select your device. So tap this window here, or there's one on the side, just over there. Okay. And then you're going to want to select the Facecam 4K, like so. And that's it. Your camera's added. Nice and simple. And you can resize it, do whatever you want. One thing that a lot of people like doing with Meld in particular is if you can grab these little dots, these little corners, and bring it in. So you get like a really nice curved edge. Just adds a little bit of flair, a little bit of personality to it, you know? If you want to spice it up a little bit more, you can go ahead and add in some effects. So you could do like a little drop-down shadow. Just help separate it from the background a little bit. See that little difference? Turn your opacity up a little bit. Nice. So yeah, man. Pretty simple. That's the one great thing about Camera Hub as well. So now that you've got the face cam added in, you can actually just whip this guy open right here, open Camera Hub, and any changes you make are automatically applied to the camera, which is pretty great. So you can go ahead and change the contrast like so. Do your thing, change the saturation, and it's all automatically done. So you don't have to tinker with any OBS stuff. It's pretty great. I'm curious as to why the LUTs and stuff aren't working though. Interesting. Any other questions, sir? I'm more than happy to help out. Make the most of my time in the booth. I want to say a massive thank you to anybody who's been in the stream today. I know it's a bit of a strange one. We got a lot going on, a lot of background noise. We've got people outside the window. My original plan didn't work out the way that I wanted to, but it's been a really fun experience. And hopefully Elgato doesn't hate me too much for messing up all their stuff. If I suddenly, if I don't make it back to London, you know why. Oh. Guess who's sitting outside the window? It's Nutty. That's peer pressure at its finest. That's great. Dude, thanks. You are more than welcome, man. I'm more than happy to help. But yeah, pretty interesting day. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. I think we've got a little bit of time left. It is currently 30 minutes past 11. I am meant to be here till 12, but if you guys have any questions, I am free to answer away, give you some advice on automation and things like that. But yeah, pretty crazy. I will say, like, you guys can see just outside the booth like that. It's mad. Just got people walking by doing their thing. It's great. I want to show you guys some of the music. That's the great thing about TwitchCon so far. Like they got live singers here, and they are so damn good. There was one lady yesterday playing, I think she was a flute or something. She's actually one of the Elgato ambassadors, and she's so good, man. Let me go ahead and do this. The music stops when I start talking. Oh, that's another thing as well, dude. We haven't even spoken about audio today. So I know Vinny or Vinyl Nuts. If you have any questions about audio setup, I'd be more than happy to help. Especially if you're using an Elgato product. You compare it with Wavelength, and that's what makes this really cool effect. So like right now, the music is really loud, right? You can hear all that background noise. You can hear all the singing and everything else. And then it's gone. For the most part. Obviously, I can't hear it. Hopefully, it's gone. It works really well in an environment where you're not surrounded by thousands of people and loads of loud music. At home, if you've got screaming kids and there's loads of like background noise from fans or AC units, it really helps. Can I do 4K recording in Meld? I believe so. I think Meld bases it off of the resolution of your screen, which is weird. But you can override it. So if we get this guy up here, go to File and then Preferences. Go into Preferences, and then what you can do, you can actually go ahead and change all of your settings directly from here. So we can go down to, where are we? Recording output, like that. Normally it would be here, I think. You can change all the resolution. I'm trying to find the right place for it. So advanced, plugins, interface. Normally it would be around there. Balance is good? What do you mean balance? Yeah, normally you can change the resolution here. Oh, there you go, canvas, idiot. It's because we're streaming. Normally you can just tap this guy right here, 1080, and then you can customize things like the FPS, the resolution, and things like that. So yeah, tap this guy here. It should have a 4K option. If it doesn't show up, there is a way to do it. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but you can stream and record in 4K. That is a thing you can do. With OBS, it's a little bit different. I think OBS only lets you stream and record in 4K if you have a 4K monitor collected. That's why one reason why I prefer Meld at the moment. Bam. That's one thing you can do as well with Camera Hub if you're not too familiar with it. You can actually zoom into specific things. So if we go over here, I did showcase this earlier on, but you can actually have different presets for your camera. So if you hold B, then it automatically saves this like zoomed in scene here. You press A, it goes wide. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then you can zoom in again. It's pretty cool. This really works well if you have like a really wide angle. So you can have like, you can zoom into a specific region. Let's say we want to go over here. It's pretty cool to do. On background sound, oh, nice. I mean, I'm glad it sounds good. For me, the music is like overwhelmingly loud. It's crazy. What plugin do you use to do 2 live streams? Okay, so to multi-stream, if you mean like streaming to Twitch and YouTube at the same time, you can do that directly in Meld, right? So if we go in here, you can go to File, Preferences, and you can add different outputs. So right now we're streaming to YouTube, obviously, but you can go ahead and add Twitch, Kick, or a custom thing like TikTok, but it's a bit of a pain in the backside to set that one up. But that's one way of doing it. But that means if you're doing it that way, that you need like really good internet to be able to live stream to multiple platforms because you're streaming twice, right? To YouTube and to Twitch. However, what you can do if we go over here, there's a really cool tool called Restream. So the way this works, I used to be an associate with them. I'm not right now, so this is not like a product placement or anything like that. But rather than your PC streaming to Twitch and to YouTube, all you can do is just stream to Restream and they send it out everywhere. This is a paid service. I think it's kind of expensive if you're just getting started, but it's pretty cool. And it works really well. I see I'm using OBS software. Seems like you're using, right, so I'm using Meld. It's pretty much the same thing, but if you don't want to switch, what you can check out, I don't know, let me have a look. So if we go to Atom, this software is actually developed by an Elgato partner, I think. You can download this guy right here called Atom Vertical. I know it says vertical, don't worry. You can change the resolution and have two windows side by side. And we should have this set up in OBS. Yeah, so this guy right here. So this is your, let's say this is your YouTube stream. And then what we can do, we can actually go into the vertical settings. So just install it. It's just a really simple little plugin. And you can just change this to go... Can we change the resolution? There was a way to do it. Streaming, enable, video, no. This is where it's gonna screw me over. 1920 by 1080, there you go. So if we do this, just by installing that plugin, we now have two different streams, one for YouTube and one for Twitch, inside of OBS. So you don't have to switch software, okay? And then at this point, what you would want to do, I can't do it because I'm going to mess with all their stuff, but you would have your overlays and everything else added in here. Do the same thing for vertical, or you could just mirror them, and then you can just go in and add your different inputs. So there you go. Or, like I said, consider using Restream, but it is a paid service. It's great for everything that I needed to do. I used to stream to Kick, TikTok, X, Twitch, every platform all at one time. But again, it gets kind of expensive, but it's so easy to set up. Yeah, there you go. Simple dimples. So how much longer we got left? We've got 20 minutes on the clock. If there's any other questions you guys have, feel free to ask me now, because I'm probably going to get booted off. Someone else is going to come in, and we can. I still need to make loads of other videos and do some other bits, but I'll be here for a bit. I'm just vibing to the music. Cool. Just going to close all these, set things up for the next person so that they are not stuck in a situation. Thanks, boss. You are more than welcome, dude. Any other questions? Feel free to let me know. I'm here all week. Well, 20 minutes. Cool. Okay, so let's delete this. Nice. Awesome. So yeah, thank you so much for everybody who's come by the stream today. I really do appreciate it. Anybody watching this back as a VOD, I know it's been a bit of a quiet one, but I'm super happy with... My doorbell is ringing. I'm 5,000 miles away. I can't answer you. Yeah, I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody. It's been a really fun experience being here. And thank you to Elgato as well for flying me out, letting me do a little stream takeover, making loads of videos, short form content. It's been a once in a lifetime experience, man. It's been great. So I'm curious, why is the blur not working? That's the one thing that I'm trying to figure out right now. Like, we have all these other effects. It seems like the whole effects page actually just doesn't want to work. They may have like locked it. Interesting. I will reach out via email if I get stuck. I don't mind buying you a coffee if it all works out well. Dude, you don't have to buy me anything, man. I really appreciate it, but no, I'm here to help. That's what my whole thing is. Feel free to subscribe. You can just comment on one of the latest videos and I'll be happy to help you. Or join my my community Discord server. There should be a link to it in another video. I had to clear my whole description. But no, I'm here for you, man. I cannot believe how good this meld is. Thanks a lot. Dude, you're more than welcome. Meld is great. It's really, really cool. I see a lot of people right now switching from OBS to meld just because of some of the features that they have integrated, like the multi-streaming. That's a big deal for a lot of people when you're trying to build your audience, right? What kind of stuff do you talk about with vinyls? That's never been like a thing I've wanted to sort of explore. I did buy, I bought two vinyls in my life, right? I bought one which was for one for a friend of mine when I was younger. I got her the Beatles vinyl, fucking expensive. And then I got another one, which was, what was that? It was the official soundtrack for a video game, The Last of Us. Those are the only two vinyls I've ever bought in my life. Crazy. You bet. Enjoy multi-streaming, sir. Enjoy it. Oh, I should say, if you're still in chat, by the way, one issue that you may have if you choose to multi-stream is your chat windows. I don't think like Meld or OBS combines them. Check out a guy called Nutty. I keep talking about him during the stream, but he makes loads of cool stuff. Nutty's actually made a multi-stream plugin. Just type his name, Nutty Multi-Stream, into Google. And it combines your Twitch chat, your YouTube, and everything into one place, so you don't have to have like 20 different windows open all at one time, just to look at all your chats. It's pretty great. It doesn't seem to blur in Meld. What do you mean? The camera hub? I mean, it should do. I can't check it right now because they, like I said, none of their effects and stuff are working while we're at the booth. So I can't go ahead and test that. But typically, if you apply the effects, you make sure that everything's all turned on. It should automatically apply those effects inside of Meld. Like this little setup we have here, any effects that we do, any changes, it's all going to be automatically applied. So I'm not sure why that wouldn't work. There's no other setup you need to do, I don't think. Very strange. One thing you may be able to do, I don't know if it's built into Meld. No, I don't think it is. With OBS, you had something called the NVIDIA background blur, which was like a little effect you could add in. Meld doesn't seem to have it, but maybe you can install it and then do it outside of Camera Hub. But ideally, you know, you want to keep everything in-house. I'm just not sure why that wouldn't work for you. It's weird. Strange. But yeah, man. Any other questions? Let me know. I was a vinyl dealer for 45 years. I'm retired now. Dude, that's crazy. 45 years dedicated to one career. I've got so much respect and admiration for that. That's incredible. Are vinyl still popular? Like you would think it would be because they're now like a collector's thing. I feel the same. Like, do you reckon CDs are going to go the same way as well? Because I grew up with CDs, and like you can't even find them now. I just don't think they're going to have the appeal of vinyls. You know, vinyl's like the highest possible quality audio. It's got that beautiful, rich tone. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think CDs and stuff like that's ever going to become a commodity. Yeah, the busier things get here, the more people are coming up to the booth. It's great. I love it. I'll see if I can show you guys again. All these people walking by, doing their thing, experiencing the con. I'll see if I can flag someone down. Try and get someone's attention to start waving from the window. It's great. Right next to us as well, we have the Minecraft booth. Really, really cool. Again, like the fact that people spend so much time building all these things, all these booths and the convention and the cosplay. It's great. Speaking of which, I met this one guy last night at the TikTok mixer. He has built an entire career. I think he actually popped by earlier on. He was the guy recording me from the thing. He built an entire career and he's earning good money just from going to conventions and like recording cosplayers and stuff like that, which is great. Just goes to show, man, like there's so many elements of this whole creative thing that people just, I don't know, like there's so many incredible people I've met here. It's great. Thank you so much for being here. It's been great. See, my initial impression was that, oh, it says no data, that's not good. That I was going to be streaming on the Elgato channel and stuff. So I was expecting, I did this whole presentation, I prepped everything, I got the codes, and I made everything at home, and I was like, oh, dude, okay, this is sick, I can share it all directly with the community. Live streaming from my own channels is like something I've never done, really, outside of gaming stuff, so. No Effects Work vinyl is really big now. They sell more now than they did in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Dude, that's crazy. That's insane. As for why No Effects Work, honestly, I'm not too sure. I mean, anything applied within Camera Hub should automatically go over. It could be that they just released like a new version of the software. Can you see the effects being applied inside of Camera Hub? If it's just not translating, you may need to just make sure that you've got the right source set up inside of Meld. Because from my experience, yeah, there's no other input that Camera Hub gives, so it should be working fine. Like just looking at this, we got the video capture, but then you've only got your webcam and stuff. So very strange. But if you can see it in Camera Hub, then it's working. I just don't know. Maybe it's an issue with Meld. Might just be me. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, make sure that it's working in Camera Hub. That's a good troubleshooting method. If it's working in Camera Hub and not working in Meld, the issue is that connect between the two. Because Camera Hub doesn't have like a virtual camera setup or anything. It should just apply everything automatically. Very strange. Oh, dude, one thing I was going to say as well, since we've got a couple of minutes left, Elgato just released this new thing called Marketplace Connect. I got my first hands-on with it today, and it looks so interesting. So like with Meld, right, I know you're setting up all your cameras and your overlays and stuff like that. They've just released this thing with OBS, not with Meld. You can actually go into OBS. I'm not going to try and do it because I'll mess everything up. But you can literally just pop open one of the tools or one of the plugins. It should be somewhere around here. And everything, oh, you guys can't see what I'm saying. Right in here, you can actually just import all of your scenes, everything straight away, which is really, really cool. I'm actually going to put this back to the standard resolution because I may annoy some people. But yeah, all your, like, they got countdown timers, your text, your starting soon screens, everything. You tap like one or two buttons and it converts everything so you have a whole setup ready to go. It's insane, man. This is why I love Elgato. They're just constantly innovating and adding shit that makes life easier for people. It's fantastic. Yeah, what a cool stream. So yeah, like I say, last 5 minutes. Any other questions, feel free to let me know, and then we shall wrap things up. I am still eyeing up the computer that is sat right here. It's got the Xenion Edge, which is, you guys can't see it, it's like a whole display at the bottom. It's really, really cool. And then you've got the GPU as well, which is really fancy. I want to steal it. Yeah, it's pretty great. So if that mysteriously goes missing from this booth, you guys didn't hear anything from me, okay? Are we in agreement? Cool. All right, one thing I want to do while I'm here, actually, I want to get a little clip for my vlog. I don't know if I'll ever get this experience again. I'm going to make the most of it. So we're going to quickly do a little thing and just say hi to the people. And then we're going to wrap things up and hand it off to the next person. So let's go ahead and do this. Grab that. It's a really cool thing as well with Camera Hub. You don't just have to use Elgato cameras. If you have the Camlink, I haven't used it in a while, but I think it's a Camlink. You can plug a camera like this, which is an absolute like beast of a camera, into Camera Hub and apply all of your effects in there, and you can still control like the zoom and all that kind of stuff. It's great. All right, so I'm in the middle of the booth right now. We're in the middle of doing a stream. We're about to wrap up. It's been a crazy experience. I want to say thank you to everybody for watching the stream. Thank you to Elgato for having me here. It's been really, really, really fun, and I don't know, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. Thank you. And if you popped into the stream, it's been a bit quiet one, but it's been great. And thank you for making it so special for me. There you go. You guys are now in a vlog as well. Pretty cool. Cool. So yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap things up here. But yeah, thank you so much. Let's go ahead and cool things out. I don't have any ending scenes or any of that kind of stuff. But yeah, great to meet you all. Great to be part of this experience. And hopefully I can catch you guys at some point in the near future. So I love you faces. Thank you so much for being part of this experience. And keep watching the vlogs as well, because there's a whole behind the scenes thing of TwitchCon that I'm putting together at the moment. Yesterday was a really cool day. I got to meet some incredible people around some of the other booths. It's one hell of an experience, man. So yeah, let me just go check, make sure they don't want to just keep the stream running or anything like that, and make sure that I'm clear to wrap everything up. Give me 2 seconds. Yeah, right, that's me done, guys. Thank you again for being here. I really appreciate it. And again, thank you to Elgato for having me here. It's been a really, really fun experience. And keep an eye on the vlogs. Like I say, we're doing daily things, just showcasing everything here at the Elgato booth, and also everything at the TwitchCon event, which is crazy. I said it to the camera, not to the hub. So if you... I know we're wrapping up. As long as you have the Facecam Mark II hooked up to Camera Hub, the software, it should just automatically apply all those effects. So again, make sure it's working inside of Camera Hub, the software, and everything should just translate over to meld. But yeah, working now. Oh, dude, glad you got it fixed. All right, yeah, get in touch if you have any questions. But for now, I'm going to jump off and let somebody else come on. I love you, faces. You're amazing and beautiful, and I'll catch you in the next one.